Welcome back to my channel IMDb 8 Recap. Today I'm going to explain the crime and drama movie Monica, Oh My Darling, released in the year 2022. The movie is about a robotic genius who becomes the victim of a conspiracy around the robot which he has designed and created. Can he get himself out of this quagmire? But before we begin to tell you the story, please subscribe to our channel, as we really need your support to grow and keep making these amazing recaps. Thanks, from the team of the IMDb 8 Recap if you have subscribed, and beware of the spoilers. The film begins in a tech factory, where we see a guy called Gaurav looking at the pictures of a girl Shalu on his phone. In the same scene, we see his friend Dev Prakash arrives to the factory to get few files. He sees Gaurav and tells him that he proposed to Shalu today, and she said yes. Gaurav is enraged by this because he loves Shalu even though it seems to be a one-sided affair. As a result of his rage, he switches the robot to manual mode and twists Dev's neck, thereby killing him in cold blood. In the following scene, we see that the company that Gaurav works for is Unicorn Tech and they are celebrating their 50th anniversary. The function is held at which the company's owner, Satyanarayan Adhikari, guarantees that the robots made by his company are 100% safe. Meanwhile, one of the former disgruntled employee Fardi Beg stands up and asks why was he fired from the company in Dev's death case if the robots are claimed to be safe. Fardi on asking these questions is lead outside the function. Satyanarayan, the CEO, is scheduled to announce the name which would be an addition to company's board of directors. Nishikant Adhikari, Tamang Rana, and Arvind Manivanan are certain that their names will be taken, but Satyanarayan announces the name of Jayant Arkhidkar instead. Jayant had recently joined the company, and Satyanarayan sees his company's future in him. Jayant on the other hand is indeed a robotic genius, which is why Satyanarayan has arranged for his daughter Nikki Adhikaris to marry Jayant. This has displeased many of the other officials of the company. Scene changes and we see another employee, Monica Machado, performing at the same function. The following day, we see Monica and Jayant together. Monica informs Jayant that she is pregnant with his child. When he hears this, he becomes enraged and informs her that he cannot marry her. Monica claims that she will raise the child alone and has no objections to Jayant marrying Nikki. Monica requires only the funds to raise her child. However, nothing seems right to Jayant. At the office, Satyanarayan shows Jayant his new office. Jayant's sister, Shalu, seems to also work in the same office, and she decorates his new office and keeps all of his essentials. Jayant receives an envelope containing photographs of him with Monica as well as a letter instructing him to contact the given address if he wishes to keep this a secret. Jayant arrives at the hotel late at night, where Nishikant and Arvind are present. Nishikant expresses his dislike for Jayant, but he did not invite Jayant here for that reason. However, Nishikant and Arvind, like him, are caught in Monica's web. Monica has said exactly the same thing to both Nishikant and Arvind, that she is pregnant with their child. Nishikant informs them that if Monica continues to play with their lives in this manner, they will have nothing left in 6 months. They will be ruined if all three are exposed. There is only one way left, and that is to kill Monica and end the story. Jayant and Arvind are initially reluctant, but then agree, seeing no other way out. Nishikant claims that he does not trust either of them, so he has them sign a murder agreement so that if they are apprehended, all three will be apprehended together. Nishikant says he will kill Monica, and Jayant's job will be to take her body and hand it over to Arvind, who will dispose of Monica's body. The next night, Nishikant calls Monica, and when she arrives, she receives a letter informing her that Nishikant will be unable to meet her. Jayant is hanging out with Nikki and then drugs her drink so that he can leave in the night to carry Monica's dead body. Jayant leaves the area and arrives at the location when he falls asleep. Jayant enters the car with a wrapped body and hands it over to Arvind. Arvind becomes terrified and asks Jayant for assistance. They both go to the pond with the body, and when leopards arrive, they throw the body in the pond and flee the scene. The next day, Jayant arrives at the office to discover that Nishikant and Monica, who also happens to be Satyanarayan's secretary, are yet to arrive. Arvind is terrified. During the meeting, Jayant and Arvind lose their senses when they see Monica alive. If Monica is still alive, where is Nishikant? They believe Nishikant has been murdered by Monica, and if the contract is in Monica's hands, it will be their turn to die. They both avoid Monica and try to get away from her. They soon learn from the news channel that the body they went to dispose of last night was Nishikant's. ACP, which stands for Assistant Commissioner of Police with the name Naidu, begins her investigation and questions Jayant. Everyone gather at Satyanarayan's home to carry out Nishikant's final rites. Monica lights the candles with Jayant before speaking with Arvind. Jayant leads Arvind to an empty guest bathroom. Arvind informs him that Monica is teasing them and that she has discovered that both are equally involved in the plan with Nishikant, which was to eliminate her. After they leave, a police officer emerges from a restroom, and he overhears their conversation, but believes it has nothing to do with the murder. Arvind is sitting in his house, concerned, when his children bring him a box. The children believe the box contains chocolates, but when Arvind opens it, a venomous snake emerges and bites him, killing him. Someone sends a similar box to Jayant, but before he opens it, he learns of Arvind's death from a news channel. Arvind picks up the box and throws it away, but his foot slips, causing him to collide with the snake. In front of the snake, he displays alertness and stands still like a statue. After a while, the snake leaves, and Jayant's life is saved, but he is still troubled because he believes Monica is the one who killed Arvind. The cops apprehend a snake charmer, who informs them that 6 of his snakes have been stolen. Because the police does not suspect the snake charmer, he is released. Jayant is talking to Satyanarayan in the office when Monica walks in and makes him tea. Jayant refuses to drink tea and flees, making an excuse. He receives a message on his phone from an unknown number in which he receives a picture of the murder agreement and instruction that if he wants the agreement, he should come to the terrace. Jayant rushes to the terrace, but as he approaches the agreement, someone pushes him off. Fortunately, Jayant does not fall and enters the building through a window. However, the agreement falls on the police car parked below. Jayant arrives and conceals the agreement before ACP Naidu or any of her associates could get to it. This agreement seems to be a photocopy and not the original. It is revealed that Jayant is pushed by his friend Gaurav, which means that Gaurav is also the killer of Nishikant and Arvind. Jayant, who didn't see the face of his attacker on the terrace, still believes that Monica is behind all of this and decides to confront her. He arrives at her place and Monica shows him the newly decorated baby room. Jayant then starts hitting Monica with an intention to kill her. They start an argument when they get tired of fighting. Monica claims that she did not murder anyone. Who will pay her bills if she murders Jayant? Monica starts drinking red wine and also offers a glass to Jayant. Jayant receives a call from Nikki and she informs him that Satyanarayan will be waiting for him at dinner. Monica starts foaming and soon passes away. Jayant is shocked and comprehends that the wine that he was sharing with Monica and which he was about to drink was indeed poisoned. He flees from the house and runs into a blind woman on the way out. The next day, Jayant is in his office when his sister Shalu comes in crying, calling him a murderer, and slaps him. ACP Naidu questions Jayant, who reveals that he is afraid of snakes and definitely not the killer that they all have been looking for. ACP Naidu collects Jayant's eyelash hair and sends it to lab for the DNA match with Monica's baby. Arvind and Nishikant's DNA did not match Monica's child, which means Jayant's DNA is likely to match. Jayant visits Satyanarayan to assure him that he did not murder Monica. Shalu believes Jayant is a murderer as well. Satyanarayan claims that Shalu had obtained an evidence file containing evidence from Dev's murder case, which is believed to be created by Nishikant and in which Jayant was found guilty of the wrongdoing. Satyanarayan believed that Jayant had done nothing wrong, so he had blamed Fardi and fired him. Satyanarayan requests that Jayant take some time off and return to work when everything is back to normal. Jayant, feeling guilty about it, goes to Fardi and informs him that he was fired as a result of what Satyanarayan had told him. Fardi, on the other hand, claims he does not trust his own reports. He explains to him that this is all a plot against him, as Dev's death was not an accident, but rather a well-planned murder. Perhaps all of this was done to trap Jayant, but Fardi got caught in the crossfire. When Jayant suspects Tamang, he goes to Shalu, who is also present, and advises Shalu to give the evidence file to a news reporter rather than the police. When Jayant arrives, Shalu sees him and attacks him angrily, but Jayant explains to her that he did not do any of this and that it is a conspiracy against him. Perhaps someone deleted the data after killing Dev by switching the robot to manual mode, but because Jayant created the robot, he will easily retrieve the data and apprehend the killer. Jayant and Gaurav travel to the factory to retrieve the data. Jayant retrieves the deleted data and is shocked to find out that it was Gaurav who deleted it. Jayant turns back to face Gaurav, but gets attacked in the process. Gaurav knocks Jayant unconscious during their fight. Gaurav then drags Jayant along with him, telling him that he murdered Nishikant and Arvind but not Monica. Dev broke Gaurav's heart when he proposed to Shalu and hence he in return broke his neck. Nishikant was a witness to Dev's murder and had started blackmailing Gaurav for his own benefit. Nishikant had asked Gaurav to kill Monica as well, but when he refused, Nishikant threatened that he would tell Shalu everything, so he killed him as well. Gaurav lead Jayant to a robot zone, But Jayant saves himself before the robot could have attacked him since it was manually being controlled by Gaurav. Jayant uses his watch to stop robot. Gaurav doesn't understand anything until he reaches Jayant, who uses his watch to control the robot and twists Gaurav's neck to kill him. He informs everyone the next day that he killed Gaurav in self-defense. ACP Naidu arrives and informs Jayant that a woman living in Monika's building, who is blind but sells perfume, recognized Jayant's perfume and features. Jayant is still on trial for Monika's death. Jayant is worried about everything and is about to tell Satyanarayan and Nikki when he gets a call from Shalu. Shalu informs him that Tamang murdered Monika. ACP Naidu revealed at a conference that Monika was actually pregnant with Tamang's child. Tamang didn't want a child, so he murdered Monika. After Tamang killed Monika, he felt guilty and then killed himself with the same poison he used on Monika, and the case was closed. In the final scene, we see Satyanarayan performing puja in his house. Nikki admits to Jayant that she was afraid of losing him, but her father assured her that this would never happen. Satyanarayan advises Jayant to forget the past and focus on the future, as the more he thinks about resolving the past, the more confused he will become. Jayant requests ACP Naidu to tell him the truth about Monika's pregnancy. ACP Naidu inquiries about his thoughts on Monika having a child. Jayant's eyes light up when ACP Naidu replies saying that the child would have been either his brother-in-law or sister-in-law. Monika was blackmailing Satyanarayan into telling Nikki everything, which is why Satyanarayan asked Tamang for help. Tamang, to please Satyanarayan so that he would offer him a seat in board of directors, killed Monika by putting snake poison in her drink. After Tamang's death, Satyanarayan requested ACP Naidu to drop his case as that could implicate him in Tamang's murder. Jayant's agitation is still present. He travels to Gaurav's ancestral home in search of the original murder contract. He gets the agreement, but 2 snakes surround him, so he burns it. It's unclear whether he survived the snake or died because movie ended there. Overall, Monika, Oh My Darling is a great movie to watch with an amazing storyline, so make sure to check it out. To watch many more exciting recaps like this, don't forget to subscribe, as that's the only way we can keep making these fantastic recaps and like this video. Let us know in the comments section about your next favorite movie that you would like us to recap. Thanks again for watching, and stay safe and healthy.